Hey everybody! So in other words, thank you for clicking on this video. But no, welcome to the very first episode of How to Use It. This right here is a series on simply makeup brushes. How to use them, what they're meant for, how do you hold them, da-da-da, this, that, blah, blah, blah. And everything, you know, all that stuff. All the fun, technical stuff. And I'm going like way out. Okay, so, you know. But anyways, okay, Monday's video was like, obviously, same makeup look, same dress, except for I changed the background and changed my hair, obviously. I only own two, well, okay then, I'm so glad you think so. That's what holds my mirror. Anyways, so, with that being said, let's go ahead and start on everybody's number one question. Which makeup brush do I use for my eyes? Well, technically, you can use a lot of makeup brushes for your eyes. There is tons of brushes in every single shape, style, length, form that you can use for your eyes. But now for basics, okay, like starting line. I didn't mean to say basic because that's not the case and everything, but what I'm saying is like starting line, like where do I start at? Honestly, I would probably start with probably the most simplest. I have this right here. The most simplest that I would probably be able to say is probably something like this. This right here is basically a short-haired, rounded eye brush. So basically this right here fits perfectly into the actual crease of the eye. And this right here allows you to get like really nice tight contour in the crease of the eye. Now here's the thing though, a lot of people would ask, well, why do you want to technically like contour that specific area of the eye? Like why is it such like a big deal to contour that area of the eye? Well, as somebody that has studied the female face for a very long time, being trans, and also being a female entertainer, a performer, you need to be able to replicate and bring that illusion of being a woman to life on stage, or whether it be in real life. So with that being said, it's kind of like, you know, for me, when it comes down to doing makeup, like the T-zone is very important. So you want to brighten those areas. So basically darker makes things more hollow, like the cheekbones or the sides of the nose or even the eye, or the sides of the forehead, and the underneath the jawline or underneath the neck. So by contouring here, that takes away and can extend the length of your neck. It can make it appear longer. By contouring your cheekbones differently, so like if I contour my cheek down here, it's going to make this area seem more pronounced. You see what I'm saying? But only if it's like even. So like basically, in other words, what I'm saying is I have a piece of hair in my eye somewhere. So in other words, what I'm saying is it's like if it's darker here, it needs to be lighter here. So basically, think of it this way. If you're an artist, somebody that paints or draws, you know what I'm talking about. You're talking about shading and everything, which is basically contouring and shading. Same thing goes for makeup, same thing goes for painting, same thing goes for arts and crafts. And everything is shading, depth, warmth, all different kinds of stuff. So whenever it comes to brushes, and depending on how you use them, you can create multiple things and you can create thousands of different looks that are absolutely outstanding. So with that being said, this right here brush and everything for a starter is amazing, but this right here brush can do more than one thing. This brush right here can contour the nose. It can also take and highlight the center points of the lips with like a shimmer. You can also use it for a detailed highlighting, like the nose, the forehead, the brow. You can also use it for the top parts, like the highest points of the cheekbone. You can use it for the chin. You can use it for a lot of things. Now, whenever it comes to eyes, whenever I'm contouring the eye, I like to make sure that I do like a V, which is from here up. And so whenever I'm doing that, I'm using the brush at the very end, because that right there is going to allow me to put down a light amount of product before I really get into blending. And whenever I get into blending, that's when I go from this to here, holding it like a pencil almost, except for I'm not actually holding it like a pencil, but like an extended pencil. And this right here helps me put down a little bit more pressure in the crease of the eye, so that way I can take and get that crease built in, and then I scoot down just a little bit on the end of the brush, and that's whenever I start blending it and buffing it upwards into the eye. And that helps tremendously. Now, of course, if you want, you can have multiple different brushes. Like this one right here is definitely one of my favorites. It is a long-haired, domed, like, eye brush. So basically, this one right here has longer bristles than this one over here. And so this one right here is going to allow you to fan out eyeshadow tremendously, which is what I love to do, which is extend the actual eyeshadow, because it's just amazing that way. And then of course with the same techniques for the handle, you'll notice that the handle is actually longer than the other one. And so this one right here is definitely one of my favorites, not only because it looks like, you know, a Harry Potter wand, but it's also because of the fact that you can do like some of the most amazing stuff with this one right here brush. And if you ever find another brush like this, please let me know, because I don't know, like my grandmother gave this to me because she got it in like Ipsy, I think, and I was just like, what? So, and I tried it and I fell in love. So, but a long-haired one is incredible. So, I mean, you're not gonna get as in-depth eye contour and like the crease of the eye like you would with this one. Now, if you really wanted in-depth eye contour, this one right here, which is extremely, I'm gonna put this one right here back, extremely shorter than the other one, which makes this one a tight eye brush. Okay, so this one right here is perfect for underneath the eye, so that way we all, you know, we don't look like we've not been sleeping for days. Like this one right here is like perfect for underneath the eyes. It's amazing for that. This one right here is also amazing for like doing really tight eye contour, especially if you want to do like a halo effect. Halo effect is amazing, especially whenever it comes to like here, and then working, oh my god, working on the inside of the eye and then working on the outside of the eye, so that way you don't accidentally overblow your lines. So that way, whenever the middle portion of your eyelid is lighter than the rest, then that right there, outer and inner portion of the crease is extremely dark compared to that, so it gives it a really in-depth, detailed look. And then of course, you also have your flat brush and everything. Flat brushes are amazing for cream eyeshadows. They're amazing for cream eyeshadows. One of the things that I love flat brushes for is like cream eyeliners. Especially cream eyeliners that you can blend out, which is where, you know, blending out a cream eyeliner, a brush like this is definitely a need be, because if you're blending out cream eyeliners, a lot can go wrong. A lot can go wrong. Like if you're blending out a cream eyeliner, if you've never done it before, you can ruin an entire look. I would never say, if it's your first time doing it, I would never ever say, if you're going out on a date night, don't try it that night. Don't do it. Don't do that. I would say do it like on a practice run, and then try it a couple more times after that, because doing cream eyeliners can be the death of any makeup look if you're not experienced with cream eyeliners and trying to blend them out into like an eyeshadow, especially if you want to do like a solid black and brown smoky eye and you want that black to be like extremely dark. you want to be really experienced with cream eyeliners, especially whenever it comes to black track fluid line, because that stuff will spread for days, okay? Like, a little bit goes a very, very long ways. Okay, so fan brushes. Never really understood the point of these. I mean, I totally understand why, because, you know, you want to highlight or you want to like contour the sides of your nose. But honestly, I've had this brush for a very long time and I've never used it. Never. I've been doing makeup for 12 years. Really? What's the point? That's, okay. Like, you know, I'll just like fan myself. Like, is that about it? Like, to me, I'm just like, there's no point in this brush. Like, am I the only person out there that feels the same way? I feel like there's no point to this brush. Like, I remember when they were popular because everybody was getting into like highlighting the face, and so everybody loved them because they were like, oh, you can just, you know, run it into the pan and then you can just, you know, do that. I'm just like, really? No. So, other than that, moving on. Okay, so brushes like this. It is a thick, angled dome eye brush. Hundreds of uses. Okay, so this right here, I love to use this for creams. So like whenever I have a cream on the back of my hand and I'm using it on the center of my lid, like I did with this makeup look this past Monday, taking and using this, I dab that and then I would dab it on, or like I did with the Pastel Goth makeup tutorial, I would use this to pat on the cream to get an even cohesive layer to stick the eyeshadow onto. And then I would clean this brush off, and then, speaking of which, we're going to start talking about cleaning here pretty soon. I would use that to take and clean the brush, and then after I would clean it, then I would take and use it to apply the eyeshadow. And this is amazing for patting. And that's another thing that a lot of people forget is, you know, swiping and circular motions. So I'm going to demonstrate with this brush right here. This brush right here is actually a highlighting brush for this, the cheeks and stuff, but I actually use this to do my eyes with as well because it's like multi-purposable. So like example with this brush, like if I'm doing the eye, I want to swipe back and forth and into the eye, like for the crease. And then if I need to, I will do little swirls like this towards the brow bone, moving upwards and everything, or I will do swiping motions, but then as I'm doing swiping motions, like this is in the crease, that's in the crease, and then I will angle the brush like this, moving it up towards the actual brow bone, so that way it like spreads it out. Now, other than that, whenever it comes down to like the actual blending technique, that is something that you actually have to sit and practice on. I get a lot of messages from you all and everything talking about eyeliner or how to blend eyeshadow, and really honestly the only thing I can say is it takes practice. But other than that, I will do everything that I can in my power through the magical wonder video to show you guys as much as possible on how to take and do that. And so with that being said, that right there concludes our very first episode of how to do it. So anyways, I love you guys and I will talk to you guys later. If you haven't, please like and subscribe, become a part of the Angel group, and I will talk to you later. Bye.